Dean Shalom, Dean Malcolm Mas, President Masters, and board members of the Institute, rabbis, madrichim, and wegweisers, members of the Birmingham Temple and Orenu congregation, and all our sister communities, and my honored teachers. I joyfully accept ordination and take my place beside my rabbinic colleagues. Last week, I was on my way to a very important meeting. Got my coat, my purse, my keys, got in the car. When I started thinking about where I was going, my heart began to race. My palms were sweating. Was I going on a big date? Was I meeting the Prime Minister? No, I was going to an Orenu board meeting. Where's Jim? The thing is, I love my work. And after 27 years of involvement at Orenu, it still revs me up. I have wanted to be a rabbi since I was a kid. It's been a long road, and the last part of the journey really began when Gary and I discovered Orenu Congregation, the CSJO, and the Society for Humanistic Judaism. I will never forget my first international conference of secular and humanistic Jews here in this room in 1986. Those were heady days. Sherwin, Miriam, Max, and Bess, and many others were connecting with our brothers and sisters worldwide to form the Federation and this Institute. As soon as the leadership training program rolled out, Eva Goldfinger and I leapt at the chance to train as madrichot. When the Institute created the rabbinic program and then several years later arranged to have the classes in the summer, and it was the same year that my youngest son graduated from high school, I finally had the chance to become a rabbi. I literally would not be standing here today were it not for the support of many people. And I regret I can only mention a few. Eva, as much as I wanted to be a rabbi, I am not sure I would have signed on without your resolve to do this together and your steadfast love and friendship. And to all of my dearest friends and colleagues, Eva, Lisa, Rabbi, Sandy, and Steve, who could not be here today, your tireless ability to absorb work is legendary. There were many times I had to drop the ball in your laps. You never complained, and in fact, you always kept my spirits high with your creativity and enthusiasm. To my many friends and family in Orenu congregation, you have given me so much moral support and encouragement. Knowing that you believed in what I was doing and that it would be good for our congregation gave me the energy to persevere. I am so very grateful to all of you. And to those of you who are here today with me this evening, thank you for coming and making this moment so sweet. I will be forever grateful to Sherwin and Adam and their right hand, Marilyn Rowans, and to all the generous benefactors of the Institute for the opportunity you provided to our students to learn with the most outstanding scholars and teachers. They are stars in the field of Jewish studies. My beloved partner, Gary, you have always encouraged me and our children to pursue our dreams. Your love and example have been the wind in my sails. And this milestone is made all the more special by having two of our children, Jack and Adam, and my beloved mother, Shirley, with us tonight. Speaking of my mother and growing up, I like to joke about my upbringing which I believe was in the confusative tradition. My parents were secular Jews who were very involved in Hadassah and the Jewish hospital in Toronto. We lived in an Anglo-Saxon neighborhood. My aunts and uncles ranged from Orthodox to communist. We belonged to a conservative synagogue where I attended Hebrew school and became bat mitzvah. I went to a Reform camp and a Presbyterian high school with Miss Forsyth's scripture class every Monday. But I knew who I was. When my Catholic babysitter took me to church and handed me a rosary and told me to pray, I said, Baruch atah Adonai. I did know who I was. I have always felt a deep bond to the Jewish people and our culture, and I have always had a profound faith in the primacy of human beings. Because of my background, I am comfortable working with different people wherever their spiritual journeys take them. The community involvement of my parents taught me the power of perseverance to overcome injustice and anti-Semitism. They taught me the power of people working together to build a better world, whether it was through the beauty of art or through medical science, whether it was in Toronto or Tel Aviv. Today, at Orenu, we are very fortunate to have many leaders and many very active members, and I know that together we can accomplish so much. I want to work with our members to make our congregation even stronger, to create new programs for different interests and age groups, to provide more opportunities to learn about Judaism and humanism. I intend to work with our educators to upgrade our curriculum, to update it, and our youth programs, and with Eva to plan a full program of adult education under her guidance. I want us to grow so that we can provide pastoral care to our members who need it. We will beautify our meeting place and bring even more music into our hall. We will work to engage young people. That means we have to start tweeting and using the social media and meeting in pubs. I look forward to it. I'm not kidding. I want to promote and further the message and values of humanistic Judaism wherever we can. If Judaism and humanism are meaningful parts of our lives, then we will be confident ambassadors in spreading our philosophy. Orenu has a big responsibility. As the only society congregation in Canada, we have to be the flagship in Canada for humanistic Jews. But we cannot do this alone. I want to work with our members to reach out into the communities that surround us. We have already made a difference in our political advocacy for abortion rights, for gender-related rights, and for publicly funded education. We have made a difference through supporting community service and tzedakah in our own city, in Israel, in New Orleans, in Indonesia, and in the Sudan, to name just a few places. We have made a difference by providing hundreds of Jews in Toronto with a way to celebrate Jewish holidays and life cycle passages consistent with a secular and humanistic worldview. And we are not alone. Toronto has a Jewish population that is close to 200,000. We at Orenu are part of our federation, where I hope we will play a more active role. We have in Toronto very successful humanitarian and social service organizations like Ve'ahavta, which we will continue to work with. We are not alone as secular Jews. UJPO, Workman's Circle, and the secular progressive Zionist movements, Hashomer Hatzair and Habanim Dror, they are our natural partners. 25% of Toronto's Jewry is from Israel. We must try and connect with them. And in fact, we are the ideal city for Tamura students who would like to intern for a while in North America. We are not alone as secular humanists. The Center for Inquiry, the Canadian Humanist Association, the Muslim Canadian Congress, and the Unitarian Universalists, these are also our natural partners. We will not agree on everything. We don't have to in order to work together. There is so much work to be done. We can find our common ground to till. In conclusion, the best part of what many rabbis do never sees the light of day. It is the behind-the-scenes work of creating a harmonious congregational culture of tolerance, appreciation, and compassion for ourselves. I believe that how we work together is just as important as what we do. What defines us as much as our innovations and our philosophy is that we listen to each other, we support each other, we work together with sensitivity for individuals because we each have our peculiar foibles and desires, that we have fun, that we feel enriched by knowing each other, and that we resolve our conflicts and handle our differences with dignity and respect. It's been a long evening, and we have a lot more serious learning to do tomorrow. So I will close, as I close my comments, I'm thinking about Oreinu's Holocaust Education Program coming up this Thursday, and my meeting on Tuesday with a bat mitzvah family. So rev up the engines, my hands are sweaty, my heart is racing, let's get to work.